Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to start off by giving all praises, all honor, and all glory unto Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakah Kodash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and salutations unto the hopeful elect. Alright, this video will be entitled, okay, Our Labor's Worth. Alright, it's heading to, overwhelming power. Okay, and this is how I'm gonna title it. And this video is just based on the inspiration, a little response, just want to do some on the elder apostles Tahad, on this video. Alright, this power we will receive will be overwhelming. This video he did on July, alright, the 13th, 2026. Alright, what is the Mark 66? What is the 66 Mark 2 GMS Truth? Subscribe. Okay, and basically the apostle just was reacting to the new movie, the new Superman movie, by James Gunn, I believe, director. Okay, what it called, early this year. And just reacting to the spiritual power we're gonna have, that glory, that we're gonna have. And I just felt to do this video. Alright, and this is something we talk about. This is gonna be the next phase of after this ministry. Okay, the spiritual power. Okay, although we have the scriptures, the understanding of the scriptures, this is divine inspiration and guidance of the Rakah Kodash, and the scriptures liken unto a sword. Alright, that's cut the intent of the heart. We're gonna be raised up on our physical level as we are of less stature right now, through age and whatnot. In this time, this age, okay, we are gonna raise up from this lower state we are in, suffering. Alright, from the apostles on down, the brothers in this truth. Alright, we gonna, Lord's willing, attain and achieve, because our labor's worth, those rewards, which include in spiritual power. And I get why the apostles reacting to okay, the movie, because the power is gonna be overwhelming. It's gonna be we're gonna be glorified after Yahushai, Hamashiach, okay, somewhat similar to his lightness, in those bodies, or in those celestial bodies, speak about in 1 Corinthians 15 verses 50, just bear with me, or 40, right? Okay, change from the terrestrial into the celestial, which are the heavenly bodies, soon awaiting the elect, okay, which will be transformed in the change of the chariots in the coming of the Lord and the angels. Okay, so this is the promises and things, in the book. Okay, all the prophets are all, okay, was waiting on the kingdom. Alright, apart from that, this overwhelming power, this glory, because men, ourselves, we in this lower state, we have nothing, okay, but we're gonna be raised up, that standard. Okay, and this is the time we coming into. Alright, so it's worth it. This thing is worth, okay, because it is getting near to this world, as where this world passeth away. Alright, as where this world passeth away with these jakes, heeding to Esau's, technology or his power, because they have a zeal to power, but not according to knowledge. They have a zeal of power towards power, with religion, with the or power itself, wanted to become, have supernatural abilities, but not according to knowledge and how you're gonna get. And the knowledge we have is gonna attain to to the spiritual power. This is our hope, our faith. Alright, and this is to come on humanity, Lord. Alright, The elect only 144,000. Okay, this is Revelation. Start off with this precept, Revelation 13 verses 9. Lord's will in this video be edifying unto you and increase your hope. Alright, unto the elect. Alright, you Achaean will be listening. Alright, Revelation 13 verses 9 says, if any man have an ear, let him hear. And this is my favorite precept. Alright, verses 10 it says, he that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. You know, starting with Esau, Edom, in this time, this age, he has us in captivity. You know, he's coming down hard, but you know, he's gonna go into captivity. At the fall of his kingdom, you know, he's gonna be put into a lower state where he ought to be, and we're gonna go in our first estate, being the sons of power once again. Alright, he that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Okay, this man, his blessing, okay, is gonna fail. Alright, you know, he gonna be killed with the sword. You know, we're gonna be raised up, you know, on a level of power. Alright, and you know, destroying this enemy, the enemy. Alright, here is the patience and the faith of the saints, and this time around is the elect. Okay, so you know, this is what we have to strive for. When you go into that word patient in the Greek, alright, just go into it quick here.
Strong's G 5281. Hupomene. Hupomene.
Alright, it says steadfastness, consistency, endurance. In the New Testament, the characteristic of a man who is not swerved from his deliberate purpose and his loyalty to faith and piety by even the greatest trials and sufferings we are about to enter into, and what we are facing, you know, in this walk. All right, you know, so so our purpose is preaching the word, you know, being diligent, giving all diligence, you know, all reverence to Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, exalting the names, you know, all the things in this truth we ought to do, you know. Okay, and you know, it's a reward for it. All right, that's the thing, you know, this hardness we're going through is a reward. Okay, it says greatest trials are suffering patiently and steadfastly. Okay, you know, holding on, being steadfast to this. All right, you know. Okay, a patient, steadfast waiting for, we're waiting for Yahushai. All right, for that change. A patient, enduring, sustaining perseverance, you know, sustaining the hope, the faith that, you know, we're gonna be changed, we're gonna be, you know, put in a state of power. Our authoritative power on the Yahushai is coming back even, you know, before. All right, certain brothers are going to receive that spiritual power. All right, so this is the faith and the patience, just with suffering, you know, to attain this reward. Okay, you know, so it's worth it. All right, we have to hold on, stay strong, okay, in this truth, because we're gonna be, the next phase is that spiritual power. All right, Lord's willing, you know, myself part of the elect, you know, to attain that. Okay, to get that. You know, so this is the storing up your treasures in heaven. All right, so like here, Matthew 24, so like here, 6 and verses 19. All right, lay not up for yourselves treasures upon earth, where moth and rust doth corrupt, and where thieves break through and steal. Okay, so this is what we have to meditate on, patiently waiting, you know, for the Lord, and persevering in this truth and sustaining that hope, that faith, you know. All right, and you know, all these worldly things with these jakes. Okay, I think as the apostle was saying, okay, you know, this thing is entertainment to them, you know, and you know, once Esau's come with his working, his lying wonders, this is the form they want to receive it, but you know, it's to their own downfall. All right, So keep fast, keep steadfast to the truth, all right? It says, verse 20, but lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven, okay, when neither moth nor rust doth corrupt, and where thieves do not break through nor steal. For where your heart is, there will your treasure, Slakia, for where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. Reading it the other way, yes? But yeah, that's it, where your heart, your mind. In the Hebrew is la'ab. And this is our focus, our aim to get that. Alright? Past the treasures to come, the rewards of suffering. The promises, even if you could read in Luke 22, when Yahushua, sat down with his disciples at Passover, basically saying, the rewards you're gonna get, the kingdom to come. Alright, you just had to be steadfast and hold on. Okay? Wait out this suffering. Okay? Okay, because part of the heavenly things is that again, that new body and spiritual power. Alright, let's go into that word heaven. Get some meaning.
Strong's G 3772. Uranas. Uranas.
Alright, it says the vault expanse of the sky with all things visible in it. Well, not literally that, heavenly, even in earth. The things you're about to attain, alright, is gonna be overwhelming, unimaginable. Alright, the universe, the world, alright, different things, the region, and yeah, we're gonna attain the earth. Okay, earth as it is in heaven, this is how it's gonna be. First, with our bodies being changed. Okay, this is 1 Peter chapter 4 and verses 12. It says, it's like here, verses 12, alright, share the sufferings of our Mashiach. Beloved, think it not strange concerning the fiery trial, okay, the position of difficulty, which is to try you. And once you have this understanding, it shouldn't be strange, because this is what the elect will go through, being tried in the fire. Is an effort you have to make to get the reward. Alright, as though some strange thing happened unto you. Alright, but rejoice in as much as ye be partakers of a Mashiach sufferings. Because Yahushua, went through it. It was in the flesh, alright, as you're in this corrupt flesh, but he endured it, okay, and basically defeat death, okay. And once we hold on, Lord's will, and this is what we're about to do, be changed, alright, just like Yahushua, after that, he was put into that glorified state, at the right hand of the Heavenly Father. Alright, it says that when his glory shall be revealed, ye may be glad also with exceeding joy. Even when the Yahushua is coming back at his return. Alright, that glory, we even about to attain it. Okay, soon, the next phase, when this truth, finish, the family, the word, all these things. Alright, that glory, that power, we're about to receive. Alright, check out glory, quick and play it. Okay, splendor, brightness, magnificence, excellence, preeminence, dignity, grace, majesty. This is how we're gonna be. Alright, a most glorious condition, most exalted state, and it's going to be overwhelming. Alright, okay, shocking, but this is the things if you hold on, you're about to attain. Alright, I just wanted to bring this precept, bring this precept here. This is Psalms bring this precept, Psalms 103 and verses I read verses 19. It says, the Lord Yahweh hath prepared his throne in the heavens, and all his kingdom ruleth over all. Bless the Lord Yahweh, ye his angels that excel in strength, that do the commandments, hearkening unto the voice of the word of his word. Right, the angels, obeying the Lord. All right, but and excelling in strength, because of what the Lord bestowed that made them okay, angelic. All right, okay, the angels have power, and we ought to get similar. Okay, okay, be on that level. Pour off the mortal upon the immortal, the celestial upon the celestial body. All right. Okay, I'll just read on. It says 21. Bless ye the Lord Yahweh, all ye his hosts, and ye ministers of his that do his pleasure. Bless the Lord Yahweh, all his works in all places of his dominion. Bless the Lord Yahweh, O my soul. So what we hoping on, that the Lord bestow that strength. Even when they go in the Hebrew letter A, the variant, one of the variants meaning for it, okay, is alap, which means ox, or cattle, which is strength. We're about to get that strength, power. All right. This is Micah. To back up that, this is not Micah, slack here. Bear with me here. Malachi chapter 4 and verses 2. But unto you that fear my name, okay, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, this will be the elect, shall the Son of Righteousness arise with healing in his wings, healing from this flesh. All right, this mortal body, the mind, all these things. All right, okay, the low state we in with suffering in this flesh, with the okay, and ye shall go forth and grow up as calves in a stall, strong. Okay, let's go now with healing. Healing, all right, health, healing, cure. Okay, with health, prophet, song of mine. Just see. Yeah, and look, the Hebrew word for heal is rapah. All right. Okay, to heal and make healthful. Healer, physician. This is what the chariots, with the angels coming back with the Yahushai, being not the elect from the four corners of the earth, is to be changed from this body, translated to the other body, which is healing from this world. All right, this body. All right. I'll read down. It says, verse 3. It says, and ye shall tread down the wicked, for they shall be ashes under the soles of your feet, in the day that I shall do this, saith the Lord Yahweh of hosts. So this is all the things, we hoping to come, that is to come. All right, this power. All right, that spiritual power. What great men of the Lord did. The works they did in scriptures, Yahushai, the miracles, even with the disciples. All right, did. Okay, this is Isaiah 32. Isaiah 32, verses 1, the glorious future says, behold, a king shall reign in righteousness, and princes shall rule in judgment, and a man shall be as an hiding place from the wind, and a covert from the tempest, as rivers of water in a dry place, as the shadow of a great rock in a weary land. Right, having safety in the times to come. That's why all these women are gonna hearken, take to us. All right, because why? We're gonna have that glory, that power. All right, okay, and even more so in kingdom. All right, yeah, man, okay. Let's get this. Okay, this is Isaiah chapter 13 and verses 12. Okay, I will make a man more precious than fine gold, even a man that the golden wedge of Ophir. Even this time to come, you know, with these things Esau is about to bring, with his power on the left hand side, you know, that standard is going to be lifted up, going to be precious in that day, as well in the part of that number, you know, the elect, all right, and also be given that power. Okay, divine intervention, help, you know, and spiritual power. All right. This last precept here, this is Psalms chapter 17 and verses 13. All right, the soul, Lord, arise, O Lord, disappoint him, cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword. This man having his blessing, his sword, the power, you know, which is weak compared to the power of Yahweh Shem Shai, you know, which soonly going to be bestowed on his men. All right, verse 14, it says, from men which are thine hand, O Lord, from men of the world, which have their portion in this life, and whose belly thou fillest with thy hid treasure. They are full of children, and leave the rest of their substance to their babes. So these elites do, and this is how they attain the power with technology. You know, they have the finances to do, you know, but it's temporal, it's worthless, it's vain. All right, verse 15, so King David say, all right, as for me, I will behold thy face in righteousness, I shall be satisfied when I awake with thy likeness. And this is the hope we have, to be awake with the Lord likeness, you know, with that spiritual power, all right, with that glory, right, you know, so the power is going to be overwhelming, so just hold on, you know, and sustain that hope, all right, you know. All right, so hopefully this video is edifying. I want to give all praises, all honor, and all glory unto Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakah Kodash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and salutations unto the hopeful elect, Wa Abad Babal and Shalom.